Hello, everyone. Welcome to Present Simple and Present Continuous. My name is Charles Theater Monk, and I will be your presenter today. So, for those of you who can hear me, please go ahead and let me know you can by saying hello in the chat or simply by saying yes, we can hear you. Because then I will be able to continue. Because let's be honest, it will be a little difficult to proceed if you guys cannot hear me. So, if for those of you who can hear me, please go ahead and let me know. Awesome. I see some of you are already coming in. Awesome. Great job. I see there are more people out there. Please go ahead, let me know, and then I will be able to continue from there. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming into this presentation. It means a lot because I think it's something that is very valuable for everyone to learn when it comes to learning about grammar, right? Grammar is so important when it comes to learning a language, right? So we're going to be talking today about present simple and the present continuous tense. How are they similar and how are they different? And we'll also learn how to tell the difference between the two, all right? So like I said earlier, my name is Charles Theater Monk and I am a Tutlo tutor. I've been working for this company for about 11 months now, and I've been doing presentations since the beginning of the year. And I love doing these presentations because it gets to have that group aspect of an actual class, right? Not just the one-on-one aspect, but we all get to be involved together, all right? So let's talk about how long we're going to go on for today. So we're going to go on for about a half hour. All right, we're going to do our absolute best to get out of here at that 4:30 mark. All right, and if anybody has any questions, please save those questions till the end, and I will do my best to answer your questions to the best of my ability. So let's get started with this presentation. So simply, we have to answer this question first. What is the present tense? All right. So the present tense is used to talk about things happening now. All right. We're not talking about things that happened in the past, and we're not going to talk about things happening in the future. Right. We're going to be talking about things that are happening now. But keep in mind, they can refer to things happening in the future or things that are happened already in the past. But we are talking about something right now, right? We are not going to say we ate yesterday, right? We said we're going to eat, right? We're going to be talking about things happening right now, the present tense. So before we get into all of the information we're going to learn, let's do this little matching activity, all right? So as you can see, there is number 1 and number 2. And we have two options, letter A and letter B. So what I want you guys to do is to tell me, for number 1, the sentence says, at the moment, I live in a very small flat. Is that letter A or is that letter B? All right, letter A is a temporary situation. Is number 1 a temporary situation? Or is it a permanent situation? All right, please go ahead, get involved, put it in the chat, and that way you guys can practice it on your own as well, and you're not completely relying on everything I need to say, and you're going to be able to practice what you learn. All right, so number 1, at the moment I live in a very small flat. Is that a permanent situation or a temporary situation? All right, so some of you have given the right answer. Number 1 is A, because we're saying at the moment. We're saying for this temporary situation, I live in a very small flat. For the temporary, I live in a small flat. While number 2, you guys are correct, is a permanent situation or a routine, right? He has a permanent situation that he's working in the fast food restaurant, right? That is his job. That is the routine or the permanent situation. So now you may be asking yourself, Charles, what does this have to do with the present simple tense and present continuous tense? Now, I will answer your question for that, all right? The present simple tense is simply a permanent situation or a routine, all right? So, present simple is permanent. It happens all the time, and it's an established routine, right? It doesn't happen occasionally. It happens all the time. So, take a look at the 2 sentence examples for the present simple tense. All right. Number 1 says, I go to school 5 days a week. That is a routine, right? He goes to school 5 days a week. That is an established routine, right? It's not like he goes to school every few weeks, every other day, or something like that. He goes to school 5 days a week. He goes there consistently. That is his routine or permanent situation. Now, number 2 says, I work at a call center. That is a permanent situation, right? A job, unless when you do a good job, you work there. That is your permanent situation, right? It's not like you only have the contract for the summer. It's not like you only have a contract for 6 months. If that is your job, when you aren't under a certain amount of time, that is a permanent situation, right? It doesn't say, in the summer, I work at a call center. If that was the case, if it said, in the summer, I work at a call center, then it wouldn't be present simple tense, right? Because in the summer, it's only part-time, right? It means it's not a permanent situation. It's a temporary situation, all right? So present simple tense, remember that. Super, super important. Present simple tense is a permanent situation or an established routine. So now we're going to do something called prompts, all right? So if we look at number 1, we see there are 3 words. What we want to do is create sentences using these 3 words, all right? So for number 1, we have the 3 words we, work, night, all right? And we want to make it present tense. So a permanent situation or a routine. How are we going to make sentence number 1? Present simple tense, all right? Let's do the present simple tense first. We'll start with present simple tense prompts, all right? So go ahead, put an answer in the chat. For number 1, how do you think we are going to answer it? What do you think is the best way to answer number 1? All right? So go ahead, get involved. Let me know. Let's see if you guys will be able to establish this right away. So the answer for number 1 will be, we work at night, right? That is there. Or we work every night, right? Very good, right? An established situation. It happens all the time. Very, very good. Well, one answer was awesome. Good job. Number 2, I eat times. All right. How are we going to put these 3 words into a sentence and create a present simple tense? All right. Present simple. All right. Number 2. Number 2, I eat times. I eat 3 times, right? I eat 3 times a day. You could say that, right? That's a permanent situation. The guy eats consistently. He doesn't only eat whenever he's hungry. He eats 3 times a day, right? All right. Now, let's move. Number 3, they go school. All right. How are we going to create a present simple tense using those 3 prompts? All right. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. So we could say, they go to school. They go to school 5 times a day. 5 times a week, not 5 times a day. My apologies. They go to school 5 times a week, right? Or correct. They go to the school, right? It's very simple. It's just us practicing what we have been learning, all right? Number 4, she is wife. All right. How are we going to form a present simple tense using the words she is wife? Magdalena, great job. She is his wife, right? She is his wife. That should be a permanent situation unless you get divorced. When you get married, it's for life, right? So it's a permanent situation. She is his wife. Great. So that wraps up the present simple tense. Now, let's move on to the present continuous tense, all right? So present continuous tense talks about temporary situations that are happening for a limited amount of time, all right? The temporary situation is not permanent. It only happens for a little bit and then it's done, all right? So let's take a look at the 2 sentence examples. Sentence number 1 says, for the next year, I am still in school. That is the present continuous tense because it's temporary. He only says for the next year. and then he is done with school, right? It's only for the next year. Now, number 2 says, I am working tonight. Why is that sentence in the present continuous tense? Well, to answer that is because tonight, it's a temporary situation and it only happens for a certain amount of time, right? It doesn't happen all the time. He's only working tonight. He doesn't work every single night. It's a temporary situation, all right? So that's the big difference with present simple and present continuous. Present simple happens as a permanent situation or a routine, while a present continuous tense talks about something that only happens for a temporary situation or something that is happening for a limited amount of time, right? Do your best not to get those confused because those will take you for a long, long way, right? Let's remember, keep it in your head, the difference between the two. Present simple is permanent for the time, like permanent as far as we know it, while present continuous is temporary. It's not going to happen all the time. Now, let's do the exact same thing that we did with the present simple prompts. We're going to do some present continuous prompts, all right? Number 1. Remember, we are only going to be talking about a temporary situation, something that is not happening forever. So, how are we going to put number 1 into a present simple a present continuous prompt, all right? Correct, Merrick, very good. I am eating, right? It's temporary. It's not happening forever, right? You're not eating forever. It's physically impossible to eat forever, right? Very good. Very good. Great job. All of you who've given your answers in the chat, correct. Great. Number 2, she is asleep. All right. What can we do for number 2 to make this into a present continuous prompt or a present continuous sentence? Very, very good. Anyone else have an answer? All right. Yes, she is sleeping, right? You don't sleep forever unless you die, right? But when you're dead, you're not considered sleeping, right? So for your answer for number 2 should be she is sleeping or she is sleeping now. Very good. Number 3, Magdalena already gave her answer. What is a possible answer for number 3? Where it says bacon is cook, right? Bacon is cook. What can we do to make sentence number 3, sorry. What can we do to make sentence number 3 a present continuous sentence? All right? It's very important. Bacon is cooking. Okay, well, if bacon is a person, then we can say bacon is cooking a supper, all right? But bacon is normally considered a food, right? So bacon is being cooked, or the bacon is being cooked, right? Because it's a kind of food. We're going to be talking about a kind of food, all right? Number 4, Justin has work nights. How are we going to form a sentence that is considered present continuous with these 4 words? Now it's going to be bigger, which means obviously our sentence is going to be longer. But don't lose that. How are we going to form present continuous with sentence number 4, all right? No one's giving any answers. Come on, I encourage you guys, try. Even if you might get it wrong, still try. What do you guys think would be a possible answer for number 4? I'll give about 20 seconds for people to try to figure it out. If not, I will give a suitable or a possible answer for number 4. All right? So I still don't see anyone giving any answers. Okay, wait, there we go. We got our first one. Justin has been working at night, or Justin has been working nights, right? Because it's temporary. It's not saying that Justin works nights. He's saying he has been working nights, or just has worked at night, right? Very good, right? Okay, those answers, or Justin is working all night. Hey, those are close. Very good. Not bad, right? It's the same exact thing. Present continuous. It is only happening for a temporary time or a certain amount of time. Now, we're going to do some more activities for us to be able to practice how to tell the difference with present simple and present continuous. So there are going to be 5 numbers up here, and we're going to create one sentence from this prompt that is present simple, which is a permanent situation. And we're going to create one sentence from the exact same prompt and make it, how should I say it, the present continuous tense. All right. So we see number 1 here. I work days. All right. We'll start with present simple. How are we going to make I work days the present simple tense? All right. So remember, present simple, a permanent situation. How are we going to make this into a permanent situation? All right. Anybody have any answers? Please go ahead. Feel free and give your answers in the chat. All right. I'll give about 10 more seconds. If not, I'll give the answer for the present simple, and then I will give I work. Okay, Cornelia, it will be close. It should be I work every day. I work 5 days per week. There we go. All the answers are coming in now. Great. Right? It should be I work every day or I work 5 days a week. I am working these days. I work during the days or during the day, right? Very good. Number 2, I go up. No, all right. I apologize. I was getting ahead of myself. Now let's do present continuous. So present continuous would be a temporary situation, all right? So the exact same prompt, I work days. How are we going to turn that into a present continuous sentence, all right? So exact same prompt, still on number 1, but now we're going to be doing present continuous. What do you guys think? How do you think we can answer this? All right, I will give a little. Okay, Anna, you are correct for our present continuous for number 2, but we are still saying on number 1, a present continuous. I am working 2 days. All right, Marek. Yeah, there we go. I am working 2 days. I am working at the moment. I am working today. Right, whatever. Very good. Number 2, I go bed. How are we going to make this present simple? So a routine. All right, so the answers that are coming in now are present continuous because that's a temporary situation, right? You're not always going to bed. How are we going to make number 2 into a present continuous tense and a present simple tense, right? So for present continuous, we already have our answer. I am going to bed. How are we going to make it into present simple, all right? Present simple, think about it. Present simple. I go to bed every night, right? That's because present simple is an established routine or it's permanent. He goes to bed every night. It's a routine. He sleeps every day, right? Most of us sleep every day. Some people don't sleep, all right? Correct. Got his answer, and I go to bed at 10 p.m., right? Very good. Number 3, Dave live London, all right? So for the next 3, we're going to go present simple for number 3, all right? How are we going to make a present simple sentence for number 3? All right. Anybody have a guess? Present simple for number 3. Dave live London. How are we going to make a present simple tense from number 3? Dave lives in London. Dave lives in London. Very good, right? Dave has been living in London. Dave lives in London. Very good. Those answers are very good. Correct. Dave live in London. Dave lives in London. Not Dave live. It has to have an S. Dave lives in London. Now, let's move. Fast forward. Number 4. I drink coffee. Now, let's make number 4 present continuous. So something that happens for a temporary situation. How are we going to make number 4 present continuous? How are we going to make that into a something that only happens occasionally? So Some possible answers that you can come up with. I drink coffee when I'm tired, right? That is present continuous. Okay, Marek, your answer would be correct for present simple, right? I want to do present continuous. Present continuous. I am drinking coffee at the moment. I am drinking coffee at the moment. I'm drinking coffee now, right? You're not drinking coffee forever. You can't drink coffee forever. Very good. So Iwana, Cornelia, and Alicia, you guys got your answers correct. Great job. Number 5, Patricia send card. Okay, how are we going to form a present simple? All right, so present simple sentence. All right, I'm not going to tell you the difference between present simple and present continuous for number 5. Let's figure it out. Present simple and present continuous for number 5. All right, you have to know the difference at this point. Tell me, how can we make number 5 into a present simple tense? All right, you guys should be able to do this now. We've practiced. Now, on your own, how are we going to solve number 5? Is it present simple? All right, remember, present simple. Which kind is it? Is it temporary or permanent or a routine? So, what should our answer be for number 5? Patricia sends cards to her mother. Patricia sends a card. Okay, so a routine, remember? So Cornelia, your answer would be correct. Patricia sends cards to her mother, right? It's a routine. Anna, yours would be, Anna and Marek, and Iwana, yours would be present continuous because those are temporary situations, right? We want to focus on having a routine, all right? Okay, Alicia, that's a very good one. Very interesting one. Very correct. Patricia sends cards from her every journey, right? Because every journey she goes on, she sends cards. So that therefore it's a routine. Great. Now, we're going to move on to something called picture prompts. So we're going to take a look at a picture and we are going to identify in this picture, is it present simple or present continuous? Which one should we do? So you can either submit either or, and then you will give your answer in the chat. What kind of sentence can you create just by looking at the picture, all right? What kind of sentence can you create just by looking at the picture? All right, they are running. Simple. Very, very simple. Very good, right? A couple answers came in. They are running. You could also say they are winning the race. They are running every weekend, right? There are very, very easy activities right now. We'll move on to picture number 2. And we see a girl here. What kind of sentence can we create using picture number 2? All right, think about it. And then we should submit a good answer just based on the picture. What kind of present simple or present continuous sentence can we create by just looking at the picture? All right, Cornelia, very good. She is painting, which is true, right? In the picture, she is painting, all right? Anybody have a different answer? All right, Cornelia, very good. That's correct still. But there's other possible answers we can create, right? She is painting, she is painting. That's probably the most popular answer because it's the easiest one, right? Oh, I want to, interesting, create. She is painting a ship. Very good, right? Which one would that be? That would be present continuous because it's a temporary situation. She's not going to paint the ship for the rest of her life, right? She is painting a ship. Very good. Awesome. Great job, everyone. Now, we're going to wrap up our activities before we move on to the last part of this presentation with this last 2 questions, all right? And it's simple. Which one? So now that we know the difference with present simple and present continuous, you're going to tell me the answers for number 1 and number 2. Is number 1 A, present simple, or B, which is present continuous, all right? So number 1, it says she works as a clerk. Is that present simple or present continuous? All right, Cornelia gave her answers. A for number 1 and B for number 2. That is correct, right? 1A and 2 is B. Very good. Thank you guys for getting involved, right? It helps you guys practice. And when you practice, you're going to be able to do things on your own. Great. Very good. If anybody has any unanswered that would like to submit their answer, you have 20 more seconds before we move on to the final part of our presentation. All right. So we are going to talk about 3 more before we move on. All right. So number 1, we are celebrating Christmas today. Is that present simple or present continuous? We are celebrating Christmas today. Is that B or A? What would your answer be for number 1, number 2, and number 3? Go ahead, let me know. Number 1, we are celebrating Christmas today. Number 2, she stops at the stop sign. And number 3, I love my friends. All right, Cornelia gave her answer B, A, A. And that is correct. That should be your sequence for this final slide. It should be B, which is present continuous, and then A, which is present simple and present simple. Great job, everyone. You all did fantastic. It's great to see that. So now, let's talk about a quick summary of what we learned, all right? So present tense is the tense talking about the now. We're not talking about the future, and we're not talking about the past. It is something happening now. Present simple is a permanent routine or situation, all right? And present continuous is used to talk about something temporary or a limited time, right? Remember the difference. Remember the difference, because this will take you a long way. And like what you just did, guys, practice. Practice what you learned. That will take you in such a long way on your English journey, all right? Now, if anyone wants to practice on their own, you can follow this link, egrammar.org/present simple continuous. All right, so you can practice on your own, right? It's useless if you guys practice something and then never practice it again. You need to continuously practice, practice, and practice, especially learning a language, right? You don't want to learn a certain part of a language and then just forget about it, right? We want to do our absolute best, okay? So we're going to move on to the final stages of our presentation. And one of those stages is a Q&A section. So if anybody has any questions they would like to ask, go ahead, submit those in the chat, and I will do my absolute best to answer those questions. But till then, or if nobody wants to answer any questions or no one has any questions to ask, there are some polls I would like you guys to fill out. All right, so poll number 1 answers the question, was this webinar useful? Did you learn something, or were you able to practice and think you became a better speaker or a better learner overall? So go ahead, fill this out. Simple yes or no question, and then we'll throw up one more poll and move on to the last stage of our presentation. All right, I'll leave this up for about 10 more seconds, and then we will move on. Thank you guys so much for being so involved today. It was awesome to see you guys be able to practice and actually do such a good job when you submitted your answers. That is great job. Great job, everyone. All right, now here's the final poll. And this poll asks you the question, would you like to do this event in the future? All right, do you think this is something you would enjoy? And this is something you would see yourself doing consistently. It helps understand from your perspective what you think about the webinars. Were they useful to you, and how much did you enjoy them? Which means if you enjoyed them, you do it again. So I'll leave this up for about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to wrap up this presentation, guys. We're almost towards the end of the presentation. It's crazy. A half hour has flown by, but we're almost at that end time. So remember, before we finish up, follow Tutlo on Facebook and LinkedIn. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Keep in touch with the English community, and that English community will give you that extra push to want to learn and to become better, right? And actually, there are some very helpful tips that you can learn through the Facebook and YouTube channel, right? Stay in touch, get those extra tips, and surround yourself with people on the same journey as you. All right, guys, so thank you so much for coming into this presentation. Like I said, my name is Charles Theodore Monk. Thank you guys for being so involved. It was awesome to see you guys practice, and I hope you guys were able to learn something, and I hope you enjoyed it. So from the bottom of my heart, Thank you so much for coming. And I hope I get to see you guys again or even be involved with you guys again through a Tutlo webinar or on the private one-on-one lesson provided by Tutlo. So everyone, take care. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.